I think I'm a little confused.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to Thumb Together. My name is Andrew Fantasia, and today we're going to be talking about Joker together. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and give some love to that subscribe button as well. Otherwise, I might... otherwise, I'm... Otherwise, I might have a bad day. So we have been riding this hype train through God knows how many stations, but now we've arrived in early October. The word on the street is all you can hear. It permeates the air. It's trickling through society like a vine through a trellis. The Joker movie is everywhere right now. You can't turn around without hearing about it. Is it worth the hype? And ladies and gents, I think the answer is yeah. Look, I've been on record many times before where I've said the Joker is the most overused character in the history of overused characters. Enough. I was done. I was like, why do we need another Joker story? Please, God, move on to, other villains. Other ones. But I went into this with an open mind anyway, and Joker is spectacular, guys. It really is. This was through and through one of the best motion pictures of 2019. And here we go. Let's add some more. Let's add another layer of frosting on top of that complimentary cake. Joaquin Phoenix is officially, as far as I'm concerned, the best portrayal of the Joker in any medium ever. Yes, even better than Mark Hamill. I love you, Mark. I do. And you've been my favorite since pretty much ever. But there's something about the way Phoenix's Joker leaps off the screen, not only when he's Joker, when he's, as you see him here on this poster, with the purple suit and the green hair and everything. That doesn't happen till very, very late in the movie. You gotta earn that suit and that hair. No, Joaquin feels like the Joker even when he's just normal, plain Jane Arthur Fleck. When he's just the guy walking down the street, getting his groceries, picking up cigarettes, sitting at home watching TV. Even then, even in those mundane human moments, Phoenix pulls off looking like the Joker. He looks exactly like how I would imagine the Joker would look in real life. It's this mixture of 40% Heath Ledger, just the look, I'm talking, just visuals. 40% Heath Ledger with 60% Cesar Romero. And they kind of squish that together, and the final product, what you see here in all these images and trailers, this is what the Joker would look like if he stepped into the real world. This is it. This is exactly how he would look. Obviously, Joaquin Phoenix lost a ton of weight to play this character, and it shows. He looks sickly skinny. But on top of that, he just looks like what the character would be. If you showed me Arthur Fleck outside of the makeup, and he was in a police lineup with 8 other guys, and you ask me, you're like, which one of these guys do you think might secretly be the Joker? I would point at Joaquin Phoenix and be like, that dude looks like the Joker. And on top of that, the movie is set in the 80s, so it's got this wonderful, glorious, gritty, grimy look to it. Gotham is filthy. I have never seen Gotham City look so filthy and disgusting, but it all works. Now, as I've said before, Gotham City is my favorite Batman character, so do I believe they did justice to the city itself? And I'm going to say yes, but I would have gladly seen more. We saw lots of cool little pockets of Gotham, and it looked great. And because the Joker grew up in this, poverty area of Gotham, we see the real nitty-gritty crap hole apartment buildings and all the kind of stuff you would expect, in the ghetto areas of the town. But I wanted more. I wanted even more of Gotham, and I feel like we didn't quite get as much as it would have satisfied me, but I'm still going to give it a pass, because what would have satisfied me is a very, very large and biased amount of Gotham shots. If it was up to me, this would just be a documentary of just panning through the streets of Gotham with a camera and showing off how it looks. That's my ideal Batman movie, folks. Speaking of ideal Batman movies, without giving any spoilers away here, there are some famous pieces of lore, of Batman lore, of history, of the story, of the world, of the characters, going on in this movie in the background, okay? We are always with Arthur Fleck and the Joker. We're always following his story. But stuff happens every now and then that ties into other things that have to do with the Batman mythology. Very, very small nuggets, mind you. Don't go in hoping for a lot of them. Only a small handful, but they are there. So now I would like to see, if possible, I don't know what your game plan is, DC, But Batman has a great rogues gallery of villains. We all know this. What if you start doing that? What if you start doing movies that are all centered around Batman's villains, okay? They can all take place in this Joker universe. So it's not part of the DCEU, it's part of this one. And it's just origin stories of these villains with the same craftsmanship and the same sense of like, this is an auteur cinema movie as you did with Joker. You can do that same kind of thing with like Catwoman and Penguin and others, please. And at the same time, you can have Batman stuff going on in the background without us ever actually needing to see Batman. So we can focus on the people behind the villainous masks and find out what makes them tick. Because we found out what makes the Joker tick, and it is disturbing as hell. And that brings us to the final point, the point everybody is talking about. This movie is supposed to be disturbing, graphically so, and it's got people worried. It's got people worried about what kind of message it's going to send. And I don't want to give away any surprises, because there are some here. But when I walked out of the movie theater, I didn't feel like the movie glamorized what the Joker did. The movie did not hold Joker on a pedestal and say, look at this guy, look what he did, he stood up for himself, blah, 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 he's the real hero here. No, the movie did not do that. The movie sent a very clear message to the audience at a time in the world where, personally, I feel we really need to hear this message, specifically some people in certain positions of power, that we need to wake up and smell the coffee, that we need to take a good look at ourselves and understand that the way we treat people is going to have consequences, that people need to be more compassionate to one another. Because if society keeps going the way society is going, then Joker is only going to be one of many monsters that we will have created out of our own neglect, greed, and lack of empathy. That's just what I take out of my one experience with this movie that I'm still fresh from. This is one of those movies, though, like the Dark Knight trilogy, that people are going to be writing essays about for years to come. I guarantee you, when you hop onto YouTube in 10 years and you watch a channel where a guy talks about how to write good screenplays and all that stuff, he's going to bring up the Joker movie. It's going to happen. Here's an imaginary $100 bill. I'm putting money on it, because people are going to bring up the Joker movie when it comes time to talking about how to craft a good story about an interesting character, maybe anti-heroes, whatever. Because this is just one of those movies, folks. This is going to get people talking. And like I said, now that I've seen it and I love it, I'm glad it came out. I eat all the words I said about Joker being overused. I'm glad we got this movie. Now let's see more stories about other villains with this same kind of love put into it. Because guess what? There are so many others in Batman's universe alone, just in his little pocket of the universe, that are ripe for the kind of dissection that this film did. So that was Joker, one of the best movies of the year. Seriously, you all need to check it out right now. That's been Thumb Together. I've been Andrew Fantasia, and you have been glorious. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you here next time, and until then, adios.